Reddit stories. Subreddit. R. RecruitingHell. These 6 interview horrors prove not every hiring process is fair, and sometimes the recruiter isn't the only one who gets burned. Story 1. The ridiculing second interview. I once went into a second-stage interview, confident I'd done my homework. But as soon as they asked me about my KPIs, the lead interviewer snapped, criticizing me for not having numbers. I tried to explain confidentiality, but that just made things worse. They complained I shouldn't have been there at all. By the end, the guy said, "Don't hold your breath for a callback." I walked out thinking, this is why we prepare. But sometimes it's just politics. Story 2. The Boise bait and switch. They flew me to Boise. I toured the office, went skiing with managers. They promised $115,000. The next day, they sat me down and said I wasn't a perfect fit and offered $30,000 instead. I paid for my own Uber home and stayed in a hotel another day, before another firm offered me $135,000. Best trip I never want again. Story 3. Zoom interview shock moment. During a panel Zoom, I caught someone power tripping, shouting over me, dismissing my answers. Finally, I snapped back calmly and said, "If you don't respect my process, maybe you shouldn't interview me." Dead silence. They ended the call. I didn't get the job, but I walked out knowing I didn't take the abuse. Story 4. Absurd Grand Canyon question. In one IT panel, the interviewer asked, "Tell me what you'd do if the Grand Canyon was full of water." I answered honestly, and they got weirdly smug. Later, I realized it was bait, meant to trap me. It wasn't about ingenuity, it was power trip nonsense. I thought, if that's your criteria, good riddance. Story 5. The subway confession. Every interview they asked, "Why do you want to work here?" Without thinking, I said, "Because your office is just 3 subway stops away." Silence followed, then laughter. I left thinking, well, I just tanked this one. Turns out, they didn't hire me. But at least I spared them my commute. Story 6. Bombed but still hired. One user said they completely tanked a phone interview, probably said nothing right, but guess what? They still got the offer. Sometimes doing horribly human tells is enough. If you've got the skills behind the scenes,